Okay, I'm going to show you how to change the axle out of this PowerTap in a pinch. Reason I say in a pinch is we're gonna hammer on the axle to get the non-drive side bearing out, which is never a good idea. So I'll go through the details here. So first thing you're going to want to do is remove the drive mechanism just by simply pulling it off. Go ahead and set that aside. There's also this steel collar here. You're going to want to keep track of that. So we have these three parts. I'm going to bring in man's best friend and gently tap on the axle. Axle will drive out of the non-drive side, and because we hammered on it, we're going to replace this non-drive bearing. It's never a good idea to be hammering on a bearing. You can simply pull the bearing and remove this end cap as well. I'm going to set this bearing aside. We're ready to change the axle. We'll now bring in a new bearing, which you can place on the axle. Push the axle assembly back together till the bearing bottoms out, and it'll be sitting just outside the hub. So we're going to use a skewer now to pull the new bearing in so we don't have to hammer on it. You'll use an old bearing that we've ground the outside diameter down so it's a little bit small, and that's what's actually going to come in contact with the new bearing. And then we're going to take the old bearing we just pulled out, put it on top of that, just so we have some leverage. We take a standard quick release skewer, put the free hub body back on without the steel collar. We'll leave that out for now. Put the end cap back in place. Skewer goes through. Stack the ground bearing on, followed by the new bearing. Washer. And the end of your skewer. So this will spin on here just until it touches up against everything, and we're going to want to center it so all of the bearings stack perfectly in line. We'll open the skewer, tighten it so everything just touches, and then close the skewer. As we close the skewer, it'll pull that bearing into the bore. Should be really simple. Open it back up, turn the nut a little bit more, again line all the bearings up, and close the skewer. Open it again. We'll do this several times. You'll know when you've bottomed out because the skewer will get significantly harder to push, and we don't want to force it at that point. It's still easy to close there, so I'll do one more time. And it just got difficult. We won't force it from there. At this point, open the skewer back up. Remove the skewer and additional parts from the hub. Remove the free hub body and pull fore aft in this direction and back to make sure there's no axle end play. Rotate to make sure it's smooth. In this case it is. Put steel collar back in place. Make sure the orange seal is in place. Push the free hub body on. End cap. Opposite side end cap. And it's done.